Morning.
Good morning, my love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. How's your granddaughter's school going?
Oh, I have to call. I haven't called in a couple days. The first day she was wiped out, exhausted because in Florida, they don't use air conditioning in the buses. I'm
What?
like, I know. And the first day of school, like the buses are always kind of lost and they take forever and all that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So poor kid was like wiped out hot. She loved it and all that. It was really funny because she's like, she remembers the teacher and she has friends, but she doesn't know their name. And I'm like, that's my girl. I,
Too. That would totally be my girl too. I
yeah,
miss you.
I miss you too. It's good to see you.
Oh,
Good
she
to
I
looks
mean,
see
to
you.
actually see you. It's very good to see you. So,
So my daughter started kindergarten too. And so every morning, hopefully before it starts, I should be already driving there, but I'm so late already. So
yeah,
yeah, every morning I might be hopping out so to be on
yay.
camera. I miss you. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Very happy Tuesday. Let's hear some good stuff. What does everybody got?
well, my kids went to school. I took them to school yesterday, and Jeff's taking them because they have a new schedule. So that's my great news. And then I thought the call last night was very good.
Oh, I missed it. What was the call?
Well, he went over FISBOs, how to talk to them, how to script them, how to find them, what to do if people ask you to take a low commission, which FISBOs tend to do, and
Yes.
what our value is, and how to say no.
I love that. I have a whole bunch of stuff on Fizbo's. One of my favorite, maybe he did it. Did he do the thing where the NAR stats show you I will actually get you 10% more for your property?
Yes, he talked about that, and he talked about we can do it faster, they can get more, and told some stories of people that had said, "I wished I'd listed it with you." So that was good. And then we
Yeah.
talked a little bit about Hawaii and how to give aid so that it'll get to the people.
Ah, that makes me very happy. They're having a rough time
Mhm.
identifying the bodies because it's going to take a while with dental records and everything because they're burned. So, which is very sad. And I'm sure you guys know the problem was all communication came down, so they couldn't warn anybody. So the wildfires just whipped through, and the winds were stupid fast. I mean, they showed some pictures. I'm sure you guys probably saw this too, where the fire was here, and then all of a sudden, whoosh! It was just completely across the street, burning everything from the winds. The same thing happened in Northern California. Those horrible ones up in wine country. The same thing happened as the winds were just whipping so fast and they couldn't get communication out fast enough for the winds to whip through it. It was, yeah, I had a girlfriend, actually my former business partner who used to be my team leader, who was up in those fires and literally was called out her son. She was staying at her son's house, two little ones, and called him and was like, Mark, come look outside for me with me. And Mark's like, Mom, whatever. And she's like, no, Mark, come look at, she didn't want to terrify the kids, right? She's like, no, come look outside right now, sweetie. Like, come here.
Uh,
Saw the wall of fire and he's like, ugh. Like, yeah, we need to leave. So,
well, what was interesting, I'm in a women's group, the International Federation of Women, and they had one of the women over there on Maui stayed, and she was one of the few that was allowed to stay and help with the recovery of the bodies. And she said, they sent us a thing and said, here's a place you can send packages, but don't send money because there's no place to spend the money. There's no infrastructure. There's no place to buy stuff. So send toiletries and clothing and stuff like that. And there was an address that I put up on where to send it and how, and this chief, I guess he's a chief of police or chief of something, is distributing it to the locals that are still there.
wow, what a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing to be able to do that.
Do we have a in San Antonio collection center for donations? Just out of curiosity, I have a lot of stuff I can ship.
I don't know, San Antonio. I haven't paid attention to that.
So Gotcha. So you just ship it to the address they provided?
Yeah, I'll email you the address I have.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and can you get that out to us so we've got that?
Well, if Gary gets it out, it should be in the stuff that comes out from the meeting last night.
Perfect, then
I'll
I'll
be
wait.
happy to send it. Yes, I'll be happy. I don't have it right with me, but
Don't worry, I'll wait for Gary's, and if it's not in there, then I'll grab you.
okay.
So, all right, cool beans. Who else has got some good news? So I'm flipping through right now to see if Gary's come through yet. No, he's not come through yet. Okay. Who else has got some good news? I know that Brianna has some really good news. Bree, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling alive.
Oof.
So I ran off the road and hit a tree on Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
And if it weren't for the tree, I would have ended up in the creek,
Oh my gosh.
in the ravine. So my car's totaled. So this is the second one in 4 months. And they released me from the hospital Sunday.
Oh, Bree.
So I sprained my neck, another concussion, and lots of bruises.
Oh, honey.
Were any of
But
the kids with you?
no,
Oh my
thank God. No.
Oh, thank God.
So it was a wake-up call, and my kids have been amazing. Like, they all stepped up. One ordered groceries to be delivered, cleaned the house, washed the cushions, and took off from work to make sure that I took my meds.
Which one was that?
James and Jamal.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. And now Jamal is entertaining the baby.
Ah,
That's awesome. So, I don't have a car to get him to daycare. So
right. Did Michelle call you last night?
Michelle, she may have.
Okay, all right. Because I asked her to pop in and check on you and see if you needed anything because she's local.
Yeah, no, she may have. The baby went to bed at 4 and stayed asleep till this morning, and I went to sleep shortly after that.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. It was great.
Oh, what a blessing. Oh, and
What
you're
a
outside the
blessing.
24-hour window of keeping you awake every 2 hours.
Yeah. Which is when I walked home after the accident. I was so disoriented, and my kids were like, "What are you doing?" So they called it, made me call the ambulance, and police fire truck came, towed the car. The car was like in a million pieces all over the road.
Oh gosh.
I crawled out. It was smoking. But so just thankfully here. Like, the resolve to quit the restaurant is even more because it was 2 a.m. I was coming home from the restaurant, and I've been there since 3:30 that afternoon.
Mm.
And I was that was my 5th day in a row. So, it's just like, and then my clients decided to move on a house. So we're putting a contract in today.
That's God's hand. That's God's hand.
Yeah.
Can you get a doctor's note about not working?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe see what you can get, because I know you've got all those kids and single mom and how hard it is, and maybe that might help. And I don't normally tell people to, like, maybe go to the state for help, but I know you're on your own and you've got all those kids. And in a case like yours, that's what it's made for, is to help you get moving again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm about to take FMLA off because Jamal's got heart surgery coming up.
Oh
Okay,
my
good.
gosh.
Good.
So I was about to take FMLA anyway. So I took it off for me, and then I'm going to take it off for him.
Good.
Not only that, Brianna, and I'm sorry to hear about this because sounds like it was horrible for you. Do you have any recovery efforts that you need to do in terms of your own care with physical therapy or anything of that nature, to your knowledge?
Yeah, well, I don't have physical therapists. I do have to follow up with a neurologist because it's my second concussion in 4 months.
Okay, because anything you need to do in that space should also be something that permits you to take time off of the work. Like,
Oh,
just kind of see what your recovery efforts might need to be in the medical space, in addition to a doctor's note, get that tied into it. To
okay.
continue the time off from the work so that you don't have to worry about. I don't know what restaurants offer in terms of like short-term disability, long-term disability, things of that nature. But that's another avenue to get in to give you the reprieve from having to be at the work, but you'll still get a portion or full part of the income, depending on if they have a benefit there.
They do have short-term disabilities, so I'll call today. Thank you,
Yes.
Liz.
Yes, look into that and definitely use that, and then couple it with the FMLA for yourself or your son coming up, and that should give you a nice long break. FMLA, I don't think pays you the
Mm-mm.
but it will at least give you the time.
Right.
And the short-term disability should provide an income for as long as it's intact, for whatever their time frame is, that it's intact. In DC or up here, I think it's like a 3 to 6 month time frame on short-term disability.
Yeah, usually the short-term disability covers whatever the waiting period is
Yeah.
before long-term disability hits in.
Yes. So
So
look
I
at
don't know if
those
you have
benefits.
both those benefits or not.
I do.
Good.
That's the one thing about the restaurant is the benefits.
Definitely look into those. And if
Yep.
you need help unpacking any of it, give me a call, because that, if that's in place for a reason, specifically, of this nature, or anything else that pops up.
Yep.
Thank you guys. So I'm just excited to be here with you guys, and it was definitely a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything we could do? Is there anything you need help with that we could do remotely?
Bless you, Doc.
No, not yet. I'm just praying about a car.
Well, we can join in on that one.
Right. Yes, you can join in on that one. That affordable. I'm going through my budget to see what I can slash. And
What was the
What
car
about
that you
insurance?
had?
I didn't have full coverage on it. I was going to call Monday for it, because I just got in the car. So I have collision. But I didn't have full coverage.
What kind of car was it that you had?
A 2013 Dodge Caravan.
Okay, so it was a minivan type.
Yeah, it was a minivan.
Okay.
So, but a sedan will work because my adult kids, and I just have 3 under 18.
And there's one.
And there's one. You want to say hello?
Get
Say hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you do real estate.
Go ask them all to draw.
Okay.
So, but thank you all. It's wonderful to see you guys and be here. And I'm so much more thankful for just everything that is here.
God
So
bless you.
sorry.
Yep.
I'm so sorry you're going through all that. Feel free to reach out if there's anything we could do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And I got written up at the restaurant for watering a table at the same time as the server.
Oh, well, shame on you. That'll teach you.
I know. I mean,
Great service. Forget about it. Ridiculous.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Don't worry.
they said the guests love you, but you watered the table at the same time as the server, and you don't know your steps of service.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you got written up and that's on your file. I was going to go on your permanent record, darling.
I know.
I'm gonna
I
say,
know.
if they had to fire you and offer you a severance, that wouldn't be a bad thing either. Just saying.
I know. Actually, I'm kind of looking, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever happens, happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go on a philosophical and religious place. If I'm praying for something and all shit hits a fan, I'm like, well, it's not exactly what I had planned, but I am praying. So, okay. And it really seems like that happens a lot in my life, like literally. And I constantly, when I look back, I'm like, I didn't expect it to be that way. But things really needed to get shaken up and they were. So
He wrote the write-up in pencil and then started erasing it when I went through it. I was like, no, I need you to leave that because it was that ridiculous that I wanted the file. I wanted HR to see it.
Well, yeah, make a copy of that thing quick. I mean, and I'm not signing anything in pencil. You are nuts.
Oh, she was erasing. I was like, so anyway, it's, you know what, God has a bigger plan.
I will say God's got a plan here. He makes no mistakes.
No,
And she can do whatever she wants in pencil. I have in my own experience never signed a review and wrote a response to it anyway. I don't think there's a requirement.
Legal requirement.
oh,
No,
okay.
there's
think
not.
the
All
requirement that
you're
you
taught to
sign.
do from management is just say, employee
Refuse to
refuse to sign and then file it.
I wrote,
Exactly.
I wrote something up to my boss one time when I was working for the county, and it was whatever it was legit, and he refused to sign it. And I took the piece of paper back and I started to write refuse to sign, and he's like, and he knew he needed to sign it. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm writing refuse to sign. And he yanked it out of my hands and was pissed off as hell, but signed the damn thing. And so it works both ways. I was like, whatever it was. I'm like, we're not playing. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Whatever it was, I just was like, oh no, we can play this one back, honey.
And the other thing I just want to mention is, and it's been a minute since I looked at this, but as far as I remember from my HR employment law days, those records are just for the company. It's not a federal requirement. There's no regulation regarding keeping HR records and making employees sign the
Oh,
things. It just
hang on. Aren't they
an HR file?
Aren't they for proving legal or justification in states that are allowed to fire? Isn't that to prove that?
Correct. You're correct. Probably in but if you're an at-will state, which Virginia is,
Right. Yep.
it has no recourse
It
here.
has no bearing.
It has
Yeah.
no bearing. And even if you were to file a complaint again with the EEOC or whatever, if you ever got to that level, at least in Virginia, you're right, Gina, I'll speak to the Virginia distinction. It all comes down to the policies, procedures, conduct, employment manual, order of operations if employees make a complaint, and what the corporate policies are that are relied on, not these HR files in at-will states that these HR managers think they need. They do it because they think they need, if they ever need to break the
CYA.
record and let some, it's a CYA move on top.
yeah. And I told her, I was like, literally, this document doesn't mean anything because you can fire me right now because because.
Right. And if Tennessee's in that will state, you don't have to do anything. You're not required to sign anything, and you can still write a retort for it, sign it, and put it with your HR file.
But their problem is it's racist and sexist.
Right. Then you've got
so they're trying to make it seem like it's equal, and I called her out on it. I've called her out several times, like not those exact words, but she could read between the lines.
Right.
And her vocabulary is very limited. And I told her that she is encouraging a case system. She goes, yes, I am. It's a hierarchy. I was like, you're an idiot.
Exactly. Most managers are idiots. Just so we can put that up there. They don't know what they don't know. And the thing is, she's trying to cover the companies and her own bad actions by creating more bad actions. And that's not your problem.
Exactly.
So you just stay course and let them squirm, because eventually they dig their own graves. And you call me on that if you need some guidance there. I did HR law. I mean, it's been a number of years, but I did it for 3 or 4 years when I was doing it. So all these managers that think they know how to manage,
they don't know. Yeah.
And hospitality is like notorious for promoting people that have no clue how to manage.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, hang on. That's life.
Oh, is that life?
And like they're not the only industry. That's kind of clear across the board. But hospitality is one of those fields that will terminate immediately without any sort of and walk you off the property to make sure you don't take clients or whatever, depending on what part of hospitality you're in. I mean, they're notorious for that type of stuff as well, and think, employees just need to take that. And in some regard they do, but the employees have some agency and power there in that space. And then you're not required to sign anything in an at-will state, and from an HR standpoint, for their employment file records. if
I
they're,
wish
if
I
they're
could
building an
use-
employment file record against you, because if a lawsuit ensues or occurs later, they want to be able to say, well, we have all this history. It's a CYA move on
Yep.
their part.
Yep.
It's not a requirement.
I
Good
wish
to know.
I had you, Liz, in my back pocket when I had to walk a crazy, literally insane real estate agent that I inherited in one of my offices off the property. So a literal batshit crazy real estate agent. But yeah, that would have been nice because I did walk her off the property, which was not fun. Before, while she's throwing, never mind, that's a whole nother story for another
We can
day.
talk offline, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sounds like fun to me, but
Oh my
You're
God.
right. Liz is like, oh, this was great. Oh, and I have a listing coming up.
Yay.
look at you, see?
Okay, hang on. So you got a buyer and a listing?
So the
Well,
buyer
take your
should,
time and get your business up.
I
my
was gonna
buyer
say-
will close in October. My listing is going live the end of September,
Okay, so we need more stuff
November.
now.
Right.
Well, okay. All right, we need stuff now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, congratulations for being here, and which is a weird thing to say, and I should just take that back, reel that back, give me back 10 seconds. All right. We love you and we're glad that you're here. We'll
Thank
say
you.
that. All right. Who else has got something that they want to share?
Well, I'm writing up a contract for my zombie house.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice. Very nice. Those are fun ones to find. They really are. They're fun to work through and figure out who owns the damn thing and what can we do with this thing. So
And the funny thing was, I thought, this wouldn't be no problem. So I sat down and I started to write up the contract, and I'm writing it up in the estate of XYZ. And then I'm thinking, it wants to know which, and I thought, well, what address do I use? Do I use the address? Do I use the address of the deceased? And so, and then, I asked Gary, and he was going into, it's already been through probate and all that. So, just writing the simple contract was like, oh my gosh, how do you do this?
Mhm.
Who do you put where?
Exactly.
So that was interesting.
Yep. All right. What else you got? Greg, Dutch, we ain't heard from you guys yet. Liz? Dutch has got papers, so I can't tell what those are, but it looks like a database.
Well, yesterday I got to drive to my regular oncologist and get a dose of Opdivo, which is my monthly thing. It takes me an hour and a half to get there, an hour and a half to get back, an hour and a half to get serviced. So it basically blows my day.
Yeah.
Because when I get back, I'm tired. I have to rest my eyes, and then the effects of the chemo are a little they make me a little bit tired. But they gave my wife a chance to work without me.
Is that a good news?
She got to focus, and she really got into the rehab evaluator, and she produced the final 2 budgets, or she's added some in. She did some more last night. She was actually working until 10 last night. So she's saying, yay, I got a tool that I can finish and put in. She said, I've got an output and it really looks good. I said, how do you think we sold 229 Mill Ridge Road? Me and Sabrina, my daughter. I said, she got into rehab evaluator, and because she had cancer then, because my daughter had to take over for her because she was in chemo at that time.
Right.
So she's back into the mode. She's had one really good long day. I said, how long did you work today? She said, probably 8 to 10 hours. I said, that's the longest you've worked on a project in 5 years. So your vision is back.
Right. Oh,
Because you are, because she's an interior designer, and she's taken this 1930s store and she's picking at it and finding places to make it blossom. And we're contacting a company in Washington, North Carolina, to raise this house
Mhm.
8 foot. And so we're putting together a plan of renting it the way it is, getting
Right.
then raise it, maybe lop off some of the mother-in-law suite. We're even putting in a new kitchen to rent it for a while. In other words, this is a lot of the due diligence that we would have done. We'd have been all over it like ants on honey. Except that she was down
Right.
mentally, physically, and so forth. So I would say the partnership is becoming more intertwined the way that it was during the 20 years where we worked side by side.
Nice,
Her
Dutch.
taking the interior design part and me taking the creative part, the monetary part, and then critiquing, not in a negative way, but moving stuff around so that it physically worked.
Right. Now, hang on one second. I want to just interrupt right there. I love that Dutch calls the interior design not the creative part. So I'm just gonna
Wait, what did you say?
I said I love that you call the interior design the not creative part, and you call the numbers the creative part, which I'm right there with you. I would call the numbers
I have creative numbers. She has the creative design.
right.
She's got total control over
Yep.
the trim, the openings, where everything goes. She is she's great on all of that stuff. I mean, but together we help each other through it.
Yeah, you're a team.
But she's very creative. That's where her juices are, especially the colors.
Love it. My
She
husband
loves colors. So it was a good day. I went to the doctor. I got up Devo, and it was a good day in the business.
Yeah. Nice, Dutch. Very nice. All right.
I get to read it now while she's taking her nap until 10:30 or 11 because she doesn't get up. And I said, so you're giving me this at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and you want me to critique it and evaluate it?
No, I don't do
Forget
it.
about it. I said, no, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. She said, well, that's sort of like you asking me at 11 o'clock in the morning if my head's screwed on, if I have my head on, if I'm ready to discuss this.
Yeah, you're married to a night person. I am too, and it's taken us a long time to realize that I can't wake up my husband with good morning, and he can't ask me to do stuff late at night because I'm just like, ugh. So I hear you on that one. But good news, Dutch.
Yeah, that's I mean, we've recognized that for a long, long time. That we have different
circadian rhythms.
Circadian, and
Yeah,
I'm trying to get her to shift to the normal one.
No, it ain't gonna work. All right, Dutch, I'm gonna put you on hold a minute so I can get some time out here for Liz and Craig, okay?
All right.
All right. Liz and Craig, good news.
I'm still in the second part of my move and it's going. We're just gonna say that. I spent the week in between my move, the first half of the move and the second half of the move in Washington, North Carolina, Dutch. So it was lovely to be by the water down there and working, but still relaxing to the extent that I could. I got some unexpected news on my health front yesterday, which was not, well, let's put it this way. Silver lining was the issue wasn't what we initially thought, but now it earned me a referral to Johns Hopkins because everyone's perplexed. So I'll take prayers on that one. And in the real estate front, besides this move, I've got, I still got to talk to Connie about some of her investment needs. Kay, that apartment guy that I had texted you about this week is actually coming to my RIA this Thursday. So I'm going to go check him out.
You'll love him.
I'm
He's
excited
awesome.
after you gave me that little clip on the text. I was like, okay, I need to see who this man is.
He's
so I'm going to
fabulous.
see him on Thursday. And yeah, I think there's something else going on, but it can't be that predominant because it's not landing on me, but I know there's something else.
Go up and talk to him and tell him you know me. He'll remember me.
Okay, I will. I'm excited to see him after.
He's phenomenal. He's very good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's offering in the apartment space. Not that I have the bandwidth to do anything right now, but you never know.
Well,
think
if you sign up for his course, he'll put you on a team and you'll actually do it.
excellent. Okay.
And it was a
A
real
little thumb drive and everything.
experience. I'm going to go to another one in New Orleans and try and do it all over again, just because the experience was so good for me.
Okay, and he's in DC, so I'm definitely interested to see what he's going to find up here, because I'm telling you, this place is like locked up tight. But I'm very excited to go see him. So
He's good.
Who is
like
you want to see? What's his name?
Anthony
Chara.
Chara.
CHARA?
Yeah, he's out of Denver. His company is called Apartment Mentors.
I've heard of it.
CHARA, I think.
Okay.
He's a speaker. He'll be a
Yes.
speaker. He's a nationwide speaker.
He trains people on how to analyze and look at apartment complexes.
Gotcha. Like Lance down in Texas. Yeah.
Well, I've got a guy in Massachusetts that I followed for years, so I'm interested to see how the analysis and how the approach is different.
Well, I liked his tools, and his quick analysis, is very good, and he gives you all the pointers and it runs all the ratios, and you can tell if you're on or off, and then you can play with it, and you can reduce the price, you can add extra income, you can change the vacancy rate, and it just calculates the numbers and gives you your bottom line with all your ratios. It's really
Oh, I
good.
love that.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm
That's
looking
awesome.
forward to seeing him, because that's how I got into the whole investment space in the beginning, was with apartments and student housing.
And he understands about student housing and all that kind of stuff, and his analysis works on pretty much any kind of multifamily unit you want to use it for. So I've been using it for a couple of other things too. It tells me real quick, do I waste time on this or do I don't? Do I make an offer? Do I don't?
Is the
Do I not?
analysis
Excuse
something
me.
that can be shared?
Pardon?
Is the analysis something that can be shared? That tool?
No, you have to have a code and a download and all that kind of stuff.
Fair enough. For his marvelous Excel spreadsheet thing. So very cool. All right. Craig down there in the dark. Can we see you today and hear you and hear some good stuff?
Hello. So yesterday with the listing, we're under contract, and so my guy let the power go off, which
Before
we told him
inspection?
about. What was that?
Before inspection?
Yes, and they were doing the inspections yesterday.
Sure.
So anyway, the other agent, she's a broker. She has her own company, so she had the utilities turned back on in her company's name. He said he's out of the country until Thursday, which I don't believe it. So she's telling me just continue to keep positive energy, and we're gonna get through it. So I appreciated that.
Craig, you have a winner on the other side, darling.
Yeah, definitely. And then I picked up 2 new buyers, both looking between the $200,000 and $300,000 range.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
doable where you are.
Absolutely.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Love it.
And
Love it.
one of them, he's actually looking in an area. I don't service that area, but I did some searching on Redfin just to see what was over there. It's not a lot. It's in Chester County, so it's not a lot over there besides new construction.
Hmm.
So I talked to him about possibly building, purchasing land and building. So he's open to that as well.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Very cool. Very cool. Well, it looks like it's going to be a really nice fall for us, doesn't it?
Yep.
For everybody around. Yep. Way cool. My good news, not so much real estate related. I do have to do a talk tonight, which is cool, but we thought our AC had broke, and we both of us were like, no, because it's been 100 degrees, and 100 degrees in Florida. It's been like 104, and Florida is like stupid hot. And so my husband was messing around with it and got it going again. And we think all it was in Florida. Maybe this happens where you guys are too, but in Florida, if you don't flush the lines out continually with bleach, you guys have that too. So we did, and we do it every month, but apparently if it's over 100 degrees for, weeks on end, you need to do it like every week. So we flushed everything out, we flushed it out again, and now we're just going to stay on it like every week for a little while until we know, all right, fine, you're fine now. Because do not want to have an AC person out here and it's 104 degrees and no AC. We'd have to take mom and put her in a hotel. We'd probably have to go into a hotel. Well, Greg would right away. I would probably go a couple days before I would have to go into a hotel, but eventually I would have to also. Anyway, so that was some good news, and I
And
appreciate
you
it.
don't want it to freeze up and leak and have your floors pulled up because you didn't know there was water under there.
Yeah, ours is out in the garage, which is nice. Yeah, so we've had that when we first moved in. No one tells you don't have to do any of this crap in California and Northern California, Washington. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. The danger there is your heat pump will freeze up in the wintertime if your husband turns on the AC in the dead of damn winter. So he's killed 2 of them that way. But the other one, had no idea. All right, interesting. Well, we'll take care of that. So anyway, it's working, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I'm also grateful I got accepted into an academy that they train public speakers. Everybody in that academy is all like TED Talk and keynote speaker already. So there's a special new academy they built. So I got accepted into that, which is like exclusive invite only thing. And then the other thing that I got accepted into, or not accepted into, they probably would have taken, I was joking, they could have taken any warm body. And they're like, no, we don't. But there's some district level position that I'm doing now. I don't even know what the hell it is in this speaking thing. I'm like, well, send over what I'm supposed to be doing because I don't know what the hell it is yet. So whatever it is, I've got 4 groups that I'm mentoring and teaching underneath me. So that's kind of a cool thing too. So anyway, that's my good news. All right. So anyone have any challenges before we go? And I grab another cup of coffee and jump on my next coaching call. Kay, do you need anything today?
Well, I've just got to get this contract written up, and I've got to, I got my other 2 listings. I got all the paperwork signed for that. So I've got to get that uploaded into SkySlope. And then I've got to work on my Zoodealio offers. So
nice. I got to call around to my Indeed people. I have a new Indeed person that popped up. And then Bree, just let you know, Elizabeth told me. So Elizabeth is somebody that I'm looking to come onto my team, and she lives like apparently right next to Brianna. And I've been crazy at work. I'm definitely at a crossroads of trying to figure out what to do. I'd love to meet with you soon. So that's where we are with that. So hopefully she can come in and I think that she would be such a good fit. Brianna's actually met her in person and had dinner with her. I've only like done this. So, but she's a good fit, eh?
Bree, heal and take care of yourself and pay attention to those aches and pains, because I was in 2 auto racks and I'm still in physical therapy from one of them.
I'm in physical therapy from mine from 2018. I'm now back in physical therapy again. Yeah, but I will say this, the girl's really, really good. And I can almost cross my legs and sit like a lady again. Almost. So
I have mastered that on both sides. My right side is perfect. My left side still hurts a little bit, but I can cross my legs.
I just want to sit like a lady again.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
It is. It truly is.
Can't even put a sock or a shoe on. It hurts so much.
Yeah, exactly. And I am vain enough that I will not time.
She froze up. You're frozen, Gina. I don't know if she can hear us when she's frozen. Uh-oh.
Like, oh, that is not happening. I don't care. Goodbye then. Have amazing days. All right. I gotta go.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Oh, hang on. All right. Good. You are back. Have amazing days. My prayers go out to all of you. So many of us are in need of prayer right now, and it's always a good thing. And I love all of you. Brianna, I'm sorry I didn't call back yesterday. I did get, I was on a Zoom most of the day, and so called Michelle and told Michelle to go check on you. So double check, 'cause she's probably worried now. All right. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. See you guys mañana. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.